and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in a YouTube hop called All About the Mouse, very scrapbook Disney photos. The inspiration for the hop today is a photo, and I'll try to put that up in the corner so you can see it. I picked out some photos from King Triton's Carousel. I'm trying to use purple, and my pictures actually do have purple in it, and I'm going to try to make this look oceany, so I thought I'd do some distress ink. I've done this before, but it's been a while, and I don't know what medium I used before, so we're going to try to use some shaded lilac. And actually, the photos have kind of purple, and then they also had this blue, and I didn't want to ignore blue, and gold, which I'm not really a gold kind of person, so I don't have a lot that's gold, but the carousel obviously has gold because of the poles. I thought I'd try to use these sponges, which I've done on, I think, a card making project before. Or, no, actually it was scrapbooking, but I don't remember if I used it with this distress ink. So I'm just using these sponges. I thought sometimes you could do droplets to make it look kind of oceany, but I thought the sponge would be something different, a little different pattern, and be able to, another way to bring in some different colors. I mark kind of where I'm not going to be having my photos, so I know where to do the mixed media. And also, I want to put a title, so I don't want to be doing the this where the title's going to be. I'm hoping the Mermaid Lagoon is the right color I wanted. I was trying to see what matched the blues the best. I'm going to make this into a double page layout because I had 4 photos, and I didn't want to cut the photos down. Because it's a carousel, and carousels are one of my very favorite rides. Probably is my favorite ride. We went to Disneyland in 2005. So we used some of my Disney tickets I had earned as an employee when I went in 2005 because I didn't work for Disney anymore. In fact, I was a student. I went back to school to get my teaching degree. So for my graduation, I took my sister and I to Disneyland. Anyway, I looked up, and to confirm the name of the carousel, I thought it was King Triton's Carousel, but what I found out is they got rid of it because they changed that whole area that was in it. It's actually in the California Adventure, so they changed it to Pixar Pier, so it's still kind of an ocean theme, I guess, and so they got rid of this carousel and put in Jesse's Carousel or something, Carousel, I don't know whatever. But when I saw the pictures of that, oh, that just broke my heart. This was such a beautiful carousel. It had such gorgeous animals on it. So I'm glad we went a couple times, and I got photos of me on more than one animal that no longer exist. And I've only seen a few photos of the new one, but the animals I saw in that look really pretty hokey. Like, I don't even think they look sophisticated enough for my preschoolers. No, I think my preschoolers would have preferred being on a seahorse or a sea lion, or the animals that looked on Jesse's Critters. I don't know what age that was supposed to appeal to. They must be like for kids under 3 that they would appeal to. I'm using my Creative Memories cutting system to do my journaling card. So I'm going to cut the inside, and this looks like a starfish to me, so that's what I'm going to do. And then there's different color blades. One's cut bigger than others. So I'm going to do the red one, which I believe is the biggest, and then I'll do the blue one, which I believe is the smallest. And I'm using Bristol Smooth cardstock because I want to do inking on it, and so it can match the colors I already did. And I'm just having a hard time trying to do this without getting over the top of it. I don't want to get in the way of the camera. Well, these scissors are my favorite. I love these because I do a lot of fussy cutting, and you can see they're easy to use if you have arthritis. So I usually use them a lot for fussy cutting stamped images that I don't have die cuts to, and that won't work on my scan and cut, or I just don't feel like using my scan and cut for, maybe a couple images. And normally, and I use a thicker paper, so I think that's probably part of it. And some cardstock probably cuts out. My regular colored cardstock, I think, cuts better. This is Bristol Smooth. It's pretty heavy. So I think that's why it's kind of, I don't know if you can tell, the edges are kind of frayed a little bit. I'm just going to put some Mermaid Lagoon Distress ink around the edge of the largest starfish, and I'm doing that so that it matches the same as the rest of the layout. I could have used a colored cardstock, but then it wouldn't necessarily match, and plus I didn't think it looked good if that was the only colored cardstock I had on my whole layout. I'm using a Creative Memory stencil, this is an old one, to help me draw on some journaling lines with a black micron pen. I use my micron pen to add my journaling. I do try to add journaling to most of my scrapbook pages so that you can be reminded of some details that you might forget. Of course, that would be easier if I actually scrapbooked a little closer to the time of when I go on vacation. However, we did start doing where we keep a journal, and each night one person on the trip tries to write some of the details from the day in the journal before we go to bed. Of course, that kind of fizzles out as we get further in the trip and everyone's tired. I used some Nouveau Deluxe glue to glue my two starfish together. As a little bit of extra embellishment, I add a dot of goldenrod stickles to each of the points on the starfish. And this is about the only way I use glitter, and it's one of the few things I have of gold. Although you see I'm struggling because the bottle's about empty. I just got some Tim Holtz opaque texture paste out of the jar and put it on my glass mat, and I'm mixing in some Dusty Concord Distress ink with it. I'm just using the re-inkers for that. And I found that this works best as far as I used to get some color texture paste of different brands, but they always dry out so fast. So I tend to go through it quicker this way so that I can just use white or clear and mix in colors each time. The only problem I have is you never know how much you're going to use. So this time I actually made too much. I'm using this stencil from KaiserCraft, and it's called Marine Life. So I'm going to stencil this crab on my first scrapbook page, and I'm just using this tape that I got from scrapbook.com. It's just one of those low-tack tapes. Now I'm doing the small seahorse on the other page. I decided to stencil another small image on this side because I don't have a journaling card for this side, even though this area is smaller because I don't have too many more embellishments to add to it. So I decided to go ahead and put the starfish here. I thought that would kind of coordinate with the other one on the other side. There are a few rough spots on my texture paste, and also because it pulled up a little bit on the seahorse when I put my stencil over it, but it's really thick, so it didn't make any bare spots. So I decided just to go with it because seashells are not going to be totally smooth anyway. Okay, everything dried and I cut out my letters. I just used some glitter paper and some dies I have with letters, and I also put on some double-sided tape on the other side, so that'll make it easy to put on. This I made already, and this is just some gold glitter paper I cut out with my Creative Memories border maker, and the one I used is called the Cable Weave Chain. And if you have that or a punch that does the same thing, you can use whatever one you want. It just has the openings where you can thread a ribbon through. So to get the purple and gold, I just use gold glitter paper with purple ribbon. I have all kinds of ribbon. Now, my sister and I got a lot of it years ago. Been using it, but I don't know what the original purpose was so much ribbon. Any case, use it whenever you can. So I'm just using my Nouveau Deluxe glue to glue down my ribbon. I did go ahead and complete the companion page to this. The border's not going to go all the way to the top because the glitter paper only was 11 inches. It was like 9 by 11 or something like that. But I decided that'd be fine because it comes just below where the title is, so that I thought that would look fine. For my title, I just backed some turquoise colored glitter paper with some Elizabeth Craft Designs double-sided tape, and that's a tape that comes, or at least the one I bought, came on a 4-inch roll. And so it's gone a long way. I've had it for years and I'm still using it. But I started doing these letters this way because I got some old alphabet dies, kind of like the really big dies, at a garage sale. And so it'll cut through the glitter paper as well as the tape. And this way I can make letters that I need and have whatever color or paper that I want to make them with, as opposed to getting the stickers where you run out of the letters that you need and you end up with letters that you have no idea what to do with, like lots of X's and Z's. I went ahead and mounted all of my photos on this Carta deep blue sea paper, and it's an older paper, so it's probably not available anymore. But it's kind of a crafty color, but I thought it kind of reads gold, and I like the stars, and I thought that went along with the gold and the carousel. So we picked these two animals because my sister's favorite sea animal is a sea otter, and I also love them. And I wanted to be next to her so we could take photos. And then the next day that we rode, I chose to sit on a seahorse because I thought it was really pretty. Now, I don't know if I rode another time because I don't know why I didn't ride a dolphin, because those have always been my favorite since I was little and saw the show Flipper. But maybe there's already people riding those. Then I just used my Nouveau Deluxe glue to glue down my journaling block, and also I have some embellishments from Simple Stories, and these are called Nautical Bits from the Simple Vintage Seas collection. And I know that's an old collection, so you may not be able to find those. And then at the end of the video, I added some embellishment drops from, they're called Pops of Color, and they're from scrapbook.com, and I just add those to add a little bit more of the aqua color. And I used the same embellishments on the other page, so I won't show you gluing that, but I will show you the final page at the end of the process video. I'll put a list of all the products that I used in the description below. Some of these will be affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra to use, but I do get a small commission from any sales that those links generate, and that helps support my channel. As I said, this is part of a YouTube hop for All About the Mouse, so I'll put a list of all the participants in the description below. Please hop along and support all the other ones that are participating and get some more inspiration of being inspired by a kind of different picture and see what they came up with. And you'll get some other inspiration for hopefully doing your scrapbook pages. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a wonderful day.